Now, the first person I'd like to ask to take the podium here is Terence Rolston. Terence has a passion for family. Terence and his family live in Richmond, BC, where he's worked at Focus on the Family Canada since 1997, serving as president for the last 5 years. I value Terence's input and his strong support for the Institute. I think the past 5 years have been a growing process for all of us, and the board of directors, through Terence, has provided us with the resources and support that has brought us this far. My thanks to both the board and to Terence. Terence, will you please join me up here?
Thanks, Dave. I just want to add my personal thank you to each one of you for being here tonight to mark and to celebrate 5 years of the Institute of Marriage and Family Canada. You know, when you reach a milestone like that, when you reach that sort of target of 5 years, it's a natural time to celebrate, it's a natural time to reflect. And so we've done a lot of that over this last little while, the last number of months, just reflecting on what has occurred within the Institute over the last 5 years. I won't go through all of those details. You have a document before you leave that will convey many of those to you. But what I wanted to do is to reiterate what has been already briefly said by David, and that is that in behind the results are people. And I have had the distinct honor of working along an incredible team who have been instrumental in accomplishing what they have over this past 5 years. And so would you do me the honor of honoring them with a round of applause for Derek, Dave, Andrea, Derek, and I have a deep regard for these men and women, not only because they care so passionately about what they do. I think anybody who's worked with them knows that. But in addition to that, they're terribly, terribly committed. Not only can I say with great pride in some regards that that team has been together almost since inception. So for 5 years that team has worked together. And so they've grown and not only their sophistication and their accomplishments, but they've grown to better understand themselves as a team. And as an overall organization, I can say with great authority, as president of Focus on the Family, I say with great authority on behalf of the board and our whole team, that we are deeply, deeply grateful for the work that the team does at the Institute of Marriage and Family Canada. We at Focus on the Family clearly, deeply care about families and the issues that affect families. And so for the work that the Institute does to highlight the issues that are paramount to families on a day-to-day basis is significant to us. And so it's not only an honor to work with them, but our delight to see what evidence is in the work that they do and the accomplishments that they've made over these past 5 years. So, not in addition are we here to celebrate and to mark 5 years. But again, as Dave has alluded to, we're here to look forward because we're committed to the family here in Canada. And so I just want to say that before you leave, make sure you leave with this brochure. We're going to mention it a couple of times before the evening's out, but make sure you don't leave without that brochure because it not only has a reflection on where we've been, but most importantly, it casts a vision for where we're going. And as an organization, again, we're dedicated to supporting the Institute of Marriage and Family, Dave and his team, for the great work they're called to do here in our nation's capital. We had the privilege of being a part of a question period this afternoon. And as I listened to the debate and the issues that were brought forward, I was convicted of heart again, and I'm really encouraged to hear how many times family was mentioned. I dare say there's not one of us here that would say that we don't care about family. Focus on the Family isn't alone in that. Institute of Marriage and Family isn't alone in that. I think we all care about family. The question is, do we recognize the need to support family enough to make sure that we don't neglect them and we don't take them for granted? And so with the work of the Institute, that's what they're going to do. They're going to continue to be a voice for family with credible research and effective communication to make sure we don't take advantage of the family, that we don't take them for granted, that we don't overlook them, that they're the building block of our society. And it's essence of how each family nurtures our children to their potential and build the economies in which we know the prosperity of this great nation in which we live. It's a laudable cause, it's a valued and necessary cause, and we're committed to the long run and the long term to support the Institute of Marriage and Family. So my final word of thank you is to each of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your interest to be here tonight. I want to say a special thank you to some who are in this auditorium this evening who have financially supported us and stood with us. It's not always easy. The opposition is often there. There's many ideas about what could be supported the family. But we are true to our conviction. We'll stay the course. And we look forward to the next 5 years with your ongoing support. Thank you again for being here. I'll turn it over to Dave.
Thank you very much, Terence. It's great to have you here and to have the board here with us as well.